Welcome to Miami, art by Zoll, where the lights blind you and the truth hides in the shadows. They call it innovation. Empowerment. A revolution in fashion. But behind the spectacle is a reality the industry refuses to admit. A reality where the women on these runways are not paid. Act 1. The Illusion. The Black Tape project began in 2013, when Joel Alvarez discovered that electrical tape could be molded onto the human body like paint. It exploded across the internet, viral fame, celebrity endorsements, global runway slots. Over 2 million Instagram followers. International recognition. But all that glamour conceals something darker. The labor behind it is practically free. Sarah, not her real name, was 23 when she got the email. When I got the email, I thought it was my big break. They told me it was an opportunity of a lifetime. They never mentioned money. Sarah was experienced, professional. She had a portfolio of commercial work and 15,000 Instagram followers. She'd modeled for years. None of it mattered. She was still told she'd be working for nothing. I'd be basically naked in front of thousands of strangers. My payment was single quotes visibility. When she finally asked about compensation, the response was brief. She'd be working for trade photos for her portfolio and social media exposure. The photos, she later learned, wouldn't even be exclusive to her. They owned the images. They could use them on merchandise, promotional materials, and their website. Her body became their content library. Act 2. The Exposure Economy. In fashion, this has a name: TFP, time for print, a system that has quietly become the backbone of unpaid labor across the industry. Models work for free in exchange for images and exposure. It's become so normalized that questioning it can get you blacklisted. The exposure economy is a trap. It preys on ambition, desperation, and youth. It convinces models that silence is safer than demanding pay. That if they just work for free now, paid opportunities will come later. But for most, they never do. They're just replaced by the next batch of girls willing to work for nothing. The Black Tape project thrives on this competition. Thousands of women apply. Thousands beg for a spot, tagging the brand on social media, hoping to be noticed. But getting selected isn't just about how you look. It's about what you bring to the table. Social media following, sponsors, connections. Your value isn't your labor, it's your audience. They told me to promote the event before they even confirmed me, Sarah says. I was basically doing free advertising. She posted about the show, tagged them, shared their content, built hype for an event where she'd be working for free. Free marketing for a brand that wouldn't pay her $1, and if you want to climb higher in their hierarchy, to become one of the artists applying the tape instead of wearing it, that'll cost you $10,000 for a 1-year apprenticeship. You'll learn the techniques, assist at shows, help build the brand. The same brand that won't pay its models a cent. Another model will call her Jessica did 3 shows. Miami, New York, and 1 private event. Total compensation? $0. I got photos, sure, but I could have hired a photographer $500 and kept my clothes on. The photos she received weren't even worth what she'd sacrificed. They used them more than she ever could. Her body, their profit. Act 3. The hidden costs. But the most disturbing part isn't the unpaid labor. It's the physical cost, the one no influencer post ever mentions. The application takes hours. You stand there nearly naked in a cold room, while someone you just met wraps tape around your breasts, your hips, between your legs. It's intimate, uncomfortable, invasive. You don't know them. You just let them, Jessica says, because that's the job. And the removal. That's the worst part. Taking it off was like ripping off your own skin, Sarah recalls. I bled, I bruised. It tears. Welts and adhesive residue can last for days. Dermatologists warn that prolonged contact with industrial adhesive can cause chemical burns, skin tears, allergic reactions, and permanent sensitivity. But in an industry built on silence, pain becomes part of the uniform. Models rarely discuss this publicly. It might hurt their chances at future bookings. This exploitation isn't unique to the Black Tape project. It's endemic to fashion itself. Even at major fashion weeks, New York, Paris, Milan models report earning as little as $1,000 to $2,000 per show before agency fees. Some walk for free. after expenses for flights, accommodations, and agency cuts deducted by their management. Many finish the season in debt. Asterisk, some models report being charged €300 per day for shared transportation during Fashion Week. 40 shows walked weeks of work and they left owing money. Asterisk, imagine any other industry where you could work for weeks, perform highly skilled labor, and not only receive no compensation, but actually end up in debt. We'd call it what it is, exploitation. But in fashion, they call it paying your dues. Act 4, the paradox. The Black Tape Project claims to empower women, to celebrate the body, to make art. How is it empowering if everyone gets paid except the woman wearing the tape? Sarah asks. There's nothing empowering about working for free, about your body being monetized while you see none of that money. That's not freedom. That's just exploitation with better lighting. When critics raise these concerns, they're dismissed. The models choose to participate. It's art, not commerce. They're getting exposure. Critics are called jealous, prudish, or anti-art, but art that relies on unpaid. Vulnerable labor isn't art, it's a loophole. They say we choose this, Jessica says. But how much of a choice is it? When every door in the industry works the same way, choice isn't really a choice when the entire industry operates this way. When saying no means you don't work. When every brand tells you the same thing, do this for free now, get paid later. It's coercion dressed up as opportunity, and as long as exposure is accepted as payment, this model of exploitation will spread. And it is spreading. Body paint events, tape art festivals, living sculpture exhibitions. The model is always the same. Find young women willing to work for exposure. The profit always goes elsewhere. Closing. The Black Tape Project has built a global brand on the bodies of unpaid women. It has generated millions in revenue through sponsorships, events, merchandise, and licensing. Joel Alvarez has built an empire. The fashion world applauds. The internet reposts. The money moves upward. And the models? Most walk away with nothing but damaged skin, photos they don't own, and the hope that this humiliation might buy them a future in fashion in an industry that profits from bodies. The question becomes unavoidable. Who's really being exposed? Existing model protection laws still fail to cover art-based fashion performances like the Black Tape Project. Since 2019, several states have introduced legislation requiring written contracts and payment standards for models. But none specifically address projects that hide exploitation behind the word art. The tape may be black, but the truth has always been clear. When young women are told their labor has no value, that their bodies are worth less than the tape wrapped around them, that exposure is payment enough, that's not empowerment, that's exploitation. And it's been hiding in plain sight all along.